Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the player ratings. Everton have gone out the League Cup, Carabao Cup, 4-3 on penalties, and deservedly so. Deservedly so. I've already done my instant match reaction from the Gladys Street. Make sure you check that out. I'm pretty disgusted, to be honest. Before I start, I'm going to give the manager a rating. You get nothing, 0. I'm sorry, but I'm sick to God of managers coming to our club and disrespecting the fans by not trying to win trophies, right? Because it's hard enough when you try and win trophies to win a trophy, but when you don't try and win the trophy, it's even harder. So I'm sick to death of that, and we've got another one, and I'm sorry, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. This is why we haven't won a trophy for so long. When there's a trophy that we could be trying to go for every year that the other clubs don't, take seriously, and we don't take seriously. I've said this under Koeman, under Martinez, probably under Moyes as well, but who do we think we are not putting our best team out in this tournament? Anyway, here's my player ratings. Martin Stecklenberg, why did you play? He gets a 2 for me. The goal, why are you sliding on your knees? Why aren't you trying to catch corners? He gets 2 because he saved the penalty. He gets something for that. But the goal, why are you sliding on your knees? Why aren't you actually trying to save it? You are a hologram. You get a 2. John Joe Kenny, I didn't think he played very well. I've given him a 5. Again, I don't know. The back four was the same, and yet they were all... Well, no, 3 of the back four were the same, and yet they weren't right tonight for some reason. So I've given him a 5. Michael Keane, I've given him a 5. Guilty of making silly mistakes and giving the ball away too many times, and it was like, yeah, will the real Michael Keane stand up? So he gets a 5. Kurt Zouma, he gets a 5 as well. He just, the amount of times he let Danny Ings, who was the only centre forward he had to mark, get away from him was incredible. So you're getting a 5 as well. Leighton Baines, you're getting a 5 as well. I didn't think you were very good, and you could see the levels between him and Luca Digne. Massive difference in everything. So he's getting a 5 as well, because they were all rubbish. They were all just rubbish. Into midfield, well, I say into midfield. What midfield? No midfield. Again, why change players? How can you play 3 players next to each other who haven't played with each other once? How can you bring players in from the cold and expect them to gel? The mind boggles. Schneidlin, I've give a 4. I didn't think he offered anything. Didn't think he offered one thing in this game. Too slow, too ponderous. Didn't do anything. Tom Davies, I've give a 5. Again, I think he had a bit more energy than Schneidlin, but simple 5-yard passes. Mate, Tom, I want you to do well, lad, but Jesus Christ, if you can't complete 5-yard passes and help us get up the pitch, then what's the point? We're so bereft of quality in that midfield. You've got to add something, and tonight you didn't. The 3 in front of them, Bernard, I thought started the game really, really well, but then just faded. Went into a little bit more of a central role late on and picked up a little bit again there, but there was too much in the middle where he didn't do anything, so I've given him a 6. Tested the goalkeeper. Surprised he didn't take a penalty, to be honest. I thought he would have took one. I was banking on one Brazilian making a mess of a penalty. Yeah. So he gets a 6. Lookman, I give him a 5. I thought far too many times he picks the ball up too deep and has got nowhere to go with it. When he picked the ball up on the edge of the area, looked like a good player, but far too many times he's just not in the game to affect it, and obviously went off. So I've given him a 5. Kieran Dyer, I've given a 3. This is when people rant and raving last season, saying, what does he do? Why isn't he back playing for us when he was doing for Nottingham Forest? This is why. He just doesn't affect games of football. He really doesn't. He just doesn't get on the ball, and when he gets on the ball, he just doesn't do enough with it. I'm sure the same shout will be going on about Vlasic now. Why did we let him go? Well, fair enough. The kid's playing in the Champions League and scored the win against Real Madrid, and I'm delighted by that. But at least that's a good level that you can bring him back and say he's done it. That was doing it for Nottingham Forest, and he didn't do it for a whole season. Again, you're bringing a player in from the cold. I can't do that. You just can't. You just can't do that. I've been watching football long enough to know you can't do that. Tosin, I've given a 4. Again, no shots. Score a penalty, just pretty innocuous. Works hard, just can't get round the pitch fast enough for me. I don't know how we get the best out of him. Crosses, probably decent crosses, but he gets a 3 from me. Subs, Nias gets a 6. Set the goal up, run round a bit, made a nuisance of himself. But is that good enough for Everton Football Club? No, it isn't. Walcott, I've given a 6. Took his goal really, really well. Missed his penalty. Seemed quite a weak penalty to me. Give it good height for the keeper. That was the clinical penalty. If he'd scored that, maybe the game would have gone the other way. But he did come on, score a goal. So he gets a 6. And Richarlison gets a big fat 0 from me. Because not only did he miss a penalty by being an idiot and doing some kind of stupid run-up, instead of just walking up and smashing it into the goal like Zuma did. Some stupid run-up and then puts the ball over the bar. Don't make me laugh, lad. And in play, just wanted to throw himself down. In the last few games, all he's wanted to do is just throw himself on the floor and not stay on his feet and take people on. He does that far too much for me. That needs to be taken out of his game. And you could see that tonight. There was one on the edge of the box that he threw himself over. VAR, nothing. Because you weren't touched, lad. There's one in the box, you weren't touched, lad. And I'm sorry, you need to get that out your game. And if you're going to do something stupid like that with a penalty, you've got to put it in. So you'll get nothing off me tonight. Nothing. Absolutely 0 off me tonight. Waste of my time, as most of these players are. As you can tell, I'm not very happy. And it starts with the manager. As I said earlier, he gets a big fat 0 as well for playing a weakened team in a cup competition we had a chance of winning. And I'm disgusted by that. So there you go. They've been my player ratings. Agree, disagree. I couldn't care less. Thanks for watching.